Children, let us continue with chapter 1, the living world. Taxonomic hierarchy. What is taxonomic hierarchy? In biological classification, usually the organisms are placed in different groups in different levels. Those levels are called as the taxonomic hierarchy. Now, in taxonomical hierarchy, there are nearly 7 categories, namely the kingdom, the phylum, the class, the order, the family, genus and species. Along with that, there are also some intermediate categories. Between these main categories, we have some subdivisions like subkingdom, grade, division, subdivision, subphylum, superclass, subclass, superorder, suborder, superfamily, subfamily and subspecies. We are going to study about all these in detail. The first one is the species. What is a species? A species is the basic unit of classification. The smallest and the basic unit of classification is called as the species. It consists of groups of animals which are having similar morphological features. When you say similar morphological features, they have same external appearance. They are similar in their external appearance, but they are reproductively isolated in order to produce the fertile offsprings. For example, we have the Felis domestica and the Felis sylvestris. The Felis domestica is called to be the domestic cat. Felis sylvestris is the wild cat. Though both are morphologically looking similar, they are reproductively isolated. There are some exceptional animals which can produce sterile offspring because of mating with closely related species. So scientists have performed some experiments to prove that species are reproductively isolated. And when they have crossed the related species, let us see the result of the crossing. So let us look into the crosses between the male horse and female donkey, which results in a individual called as hinny, which is considered to be sterile. Similarly, when a cross is made between a male donkey and a female horse, it results in a mule, which is also a sterile individual. Same way, the scientists made a cross between male lion and a female tiger, which resulted into an organism called as the liger. And when they crossed a male tiger and a female lion, it resulted in a tigon. So it is said that the species are morphologically similar, but reproductively they are isolated. And when the reproductively isolated individuals are brought together to reproduce, they give rise to sterile individuals. Clear, children? Next is the genus. So it's a group of closely related species which have evolved from a common ancestor. So genus is formed from the closely related species which have a common ancestor. And these genus can be classified into 2 types. The first one is the monotypic genus. In some genus, there is only one species. So we call it as the monotypic genus. When one genus has only one species, it is represented as the monotypic genus. For example, red panda is the only species in the genus Alurus. Example, Alurus flugen. Polytypic genus. Now in polytypic genus, if there are more than one species in a genus, it is known as the polytypic genus. For example, cats come under the genus Felis, which has number of closely related species like Felis domestica, domestic cat, Felis margarita, the jungle cat, the Felis sylvestris, the wild cat. So this is called as a polytypic genus. When more than one species is present in a genus, it is called as polytypic genus. When there is only one species available in a genus, then the genus is called as to be monotypic genus. The next category is the family. It is a taxonomic category which includes a group of related genera with less similarity when compared to the genus and species. For example, the genus Felis, consisting of the cats, and the genus Panthera, which includes the lions and the tigers and the leopards, are grouped together in one family called as the family Felidae. The next one is the order. This category includes an assemblage of one or more related families which show a few common features. So, related family is grouped together to form the order. One or more similar families are grouped together to form an order. For example, the family Canidae and Felidae are placed in the order Carnivora. The Canidae includes the dogs, the wolves, the jackals and the fox. Felidae includes the tiger, leopard, lion, cats. So these are grouped together in an order called as the Carnivora. The class. The category includes one or more related orders with some common characters. So one or more related orders with some common characters are categorized into the class. For example, the order Primate, which consists of the monkeys, apes and man, is placed in the class Mammalia along with the order Carnivora, which includes the dogs and cats. The Carnivora includes the dogs and the cats and the lions and the leopards. They are grouped with the order Primata, which includes the monkeys, apes and man, and they are together called as class Mammalia. The phylum. The group of classes with similar distinctive character constitute the phylum. So the class species, amphibia, reptiles, aves, mammalia constitute the next higher category, phylum Chordata. The classes share a common features like the presence of the notochord and the dorsal tubular nerve cord. Hence they are called as a chordata. So these organisms which are called to be chordata have the notochord and dorsal tubular nerve cord. It is nothing but the backbone. Hence we group them in the phylum Chordata. Kingdom. All the living animals belonging to various phyla are included in the kingdom Animalia. It is the topmost of the taxonomic hierarchy. The invertebrates, including the sponges, the jellyfish, flatworm, starfish, snail, spider, shrimp, along with the animals which have the backbones like the fishes, amphibians, reptiles, mammals and birds, they are grouped under the kingdom Animalia, and it is the topmost of the taxonomic hierarchy. Let us look into the systematics of the human being. So when we classify the human being, they are categorized into different levels, like they are placed in the kingdom Animalia, the phylum Chordata, because these are the animals with the notochord or the vertebral column. They are placed in the class Mammalia as their body is covered with hair or fur, and they also show the presence of the mammary glands. They are placed in the order Primata. These are the animals with forward-looking eyes and grasping fingers. They are placed in the family Hominidae. Hominidae referring to the primates with relatively flat face and binocular vision. They belong to the genus Homo. Homo referring to the hominids with large brain and upright posture. And finally, they belong to the species Sapiens. Sapiens referring to the bipedal and higher intelligence. So the human beings are ones who have high intelligence and they are bipedal. Clear? So they are considered to be the topmost in the animal kingdom, topmost species in the animal kingdom. So with that we finish the taxonomical hierarchy, and we continue with our next video class next week. Thank you, children.